Well, let me tell you, folks, his charm is downright timeless. I see we've got a comment from Marie in the chat who says, he's like a fine wine, just gets better with age. Exactly, Marie. Here's the thing about Goldblum. He's not just an actor, he's a vibe, a whole existential experience. I mean, who else could make chaos theory sound sexy in Jurassic Park? And let's not forget his jazz ensemble. If you haven't caught his show, you're missing out big time. It's like entering a world where the chaos of his on-screen charisma merges with smooth jazz. Any jazz lovers out there tuning in? Speaking of charisma, as a kid, I remember watching Independence Day and being utterly gobsmacked. There's something about his delivery. It's quirky, it's clever. I mean, who else could deliver a line like must go faster, while fleeing from aliens and make it sound almost poetic? It's a talent, I tell you. Oh, and shout out to Sam for asking if Goldblum has any upcoming projects. Great question, Sam. He's actually been dabbling in the world of streaming, making cameos in unexpected places. Plus, there's word of him diving into some voice work, bringing that iconic flair to animation. Who wouldn't pay to hear that voice narrate, well, just about anything? You've got to wonder, what is it about Goldblum that keeps us so captivated? Is it the blend of intelligence and unpredictability? The way he makes the mundane sound profound? Or maybe it's just that we love someone who embraces their quirks unapologetically. All right, folks, as we wrap up today's Goldblum-fueled journey, let's cue up some groovy tunes to match his inimitable style. Keep those conversations going on our socials. Up next, we've got a track that might just bring out your inner Goldblum. Stay tuned.
In a world of chaos, he's the charm. With a smile that sets off the alarm. In a world of chaos, he's the charm. With a smile that sets off the alarm. Goldblum groove, timeless style, dancing through life with a cosmic smile. In every road, you're the wave we ride. With every line, you define electric magic. Goldblum vibe.
Welcome back to AI.Think, everyone. Today, we're diving into the world of cycling phenom Tadej Pogačar. Now, if you've been living under a rock, Pogačar is the Slovenian powerhouse who's been dominating the cycling world. But what makes him tick? Why can't we take our eyes off him every Tour de France? In the chat, we've got Emma saying, Pogačar's climbing skills are insane. And you know what, Emma? You're absolutely right. Watching him tackle those mountain stages feels like watching an artist at work. It's like the bike is just an extension of him. But it got me thinking, what is it about certain athletes that make them so captivating? Is it just their skill, or is there something more? And hey, shout out to Ben, who just shared that Pogačar is only 25. Can you believe that? He's already achieved more than many athletes do in their entire careers. It reminds me of when I was in my 20s, dreaming big, but I was definitely not climbing mountains, unless you count the mountain of laundry in my apartment. You see, Pogačar draws you in with his raw talent and resilience. There's a kind of youthful fearlessness in him that makes you want to root for his success. But here's a thought. Does this kind of talent come from sheer hard work, or is it a genetic gift? I'd love to hear what you all think. Oh, and here's an interesting tidbit from Sarah in the chat. Pogačar's mentorship with cyclist Andre Hauptmann was a big influence. That mentorship, I think, highlights the importance of guidance in reaching the pinnacle of any field. Who's been a mentor in your lives, folks? For me, it was a college professor who taught me to always question, to never settle for easy answers. I owe him a lot for the way I approach life today. Now, as we soak in all things Pogacar, let's not forget the broader lesson here. Passion and dedication can propel you to incredible heights. Whether you're cycling up the Pyrenees or climbing the career ladder, the principles remain the same. And with that thought, let's gear down and shift into some music. Keep the comments coming, folks, and stay curious. Up next, we've got a track to keep your energy high as we ride the waves of discussion. Stick around.
Riding high, the world unfolds. Through the wind, the story's told. Chasing dreams on roads of gold. Pogacar on a quest so bold. Feel the rhythm, feel the rise. He's the spark that lights the skies. Kettle power, he won't hide. Pogacar, soar and glide.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AI.Think, where your comments shape our conversation. Today, we're diving into the world of cycling with a spotlight on the phenomenal Wout van Aert. Now, if you're not into cycling, stick around because this guy is an athlete you'll want to know about. I mean, seriously, who doesn't love a good underdog story that turns into a story of dominance? Shout out to @CycleFanatic123 who suggested we chat about this incredible athlete. Wout van Aert, the Belgian powerhouse, has been making waves in the cycling world. He's not just a road cyclist, he also dominates in cyclocross. How cool is that? But here's what blows my mind: his versatility. This man is taking on sprints, climbs, and time trials and absolutely crushing it. How many athletes can you name who excel in such a diverse range of events? I remember the first time I heard about him was during the 2020 Tour de France. The commentators couldn't stop talking about his ability to support his team and still manage a killer sprint finish. It was like watching a chess game on wheels, and Van Aert was the grandmaster. Okay, let's pause and see what you guys are saying in the chat. @Speedy Gonzalez wants to know if Van Aert prefers road racing over cyclocross. From what I've read, he loves both, but enjoys the dynamic and strategic nature of road racing. It's like playing two different sports and excelling at both. Now, those of you who know me know I love a good comeback story. Wout's crash in 2019 was devastating, yet he came back even stronger. What does that say about resilience? It's something we all can learn from, right? Life throws us off our bikes sometimes, but it's about how we pedal back. For those new to cycling or looking for a role model in sports, Wout van Aert is your guy. He embodies grit, adaptability, and all-round sportsmanship. All right, folks, we're almost out of time. Keep the conversation going on our socials and let me know, who's your ultimate sports hero? That's it for today's episode of AI.Think. Until next time, keep thinking big and pedaling forward. And now, let's roll into some tunes. Here's your cycling playlist for the road.
Riding like the wind, Van Aert's in the lead. Riding like the wind, Van Aert's in the lead. Power through the hills, unstoppable. always wanting more. Wealth and edge, feel the beat. On the road, he can't be beat. Victory inside, he rockets ahead. Wealth and edge, see how he spreads. Victory inside, he rockets ahead.
Hey, fine folks of AI.Think. I've got a real treat for all the cricket enthusiasts out there today. We're diving into the much-anticipated face-off between Islamabad United and Hyderabad Kingsmen. Two heavyweights, both with a massive fan following, and I suspect the air's going to be electric with anticipation. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me give a quick shout-out to Ramesh in the chat who says, United's bowling squad is the best of the season. And you know what, Ramesh? You might be onto something. They've got a knack for turning matches on their heads with just a few overs. But hold on. We can't discount the Kingsmen's batting lineup, can we? It's like they've got this uncanny ability to chase down the most improbable targets. So here's my question to you all. Do you think the Kingsmen's batsmen will overcome the United's fearsome bowlers? And speaking of audience insights, Sarah just pinged us with a question. Do these teams reflect the spirit of their cities? Absolutely, Sarah. Islamabad United carries that strategic elegance, almost like the city itself with its planned streets and serene Margala hills, while Hyderabad Kingsmen bring that vibrant, passionate vibe that you can feel in the bustling streets of Hyderabad. You know, this rivalry reminds me of those epic neighborhood cricket games from my childhood. The thrill of competition, a mix of friendly banter and serious rivalry. Those games were a blast. I remember how we'd mimic our favorite players, and my team had this superstition of always batting second. Yes, always. The unpredictability of cricket is what makes it so universally adored. One ball can change the game, and one player can become the hero of the day. So what do you guys think? Who's going to be the standout player? Drop your thoughts in the chat. All right, folks, as the tension builds for the big game, let's slip into a bit of music to keep that adrenaline pumping. Stay with us, because our discussion doesn't end here. We've got more coming up on AI.Think.
Under vibrant city lights, the crowd ignites. Islamabad United, red and white in the fight. Hyderabad Kingsman, a royal dream. Two cities clashing with electric steam. Feel the energy, hear the roar on the field. Heart soar, United and Kingsmen, destined, destiny calls. In this arena where legends enthrall. In this arena where legends enthrall.
Hey folks, welcome back to AI.Think, where your thoughts and questions shape our conversations. Today I'm diving into a topic suggested by our viewer, James. Thanks for bringing up the Iran ceasefire, James. It's a complex and timely issue, isn't it? Now, who else finds geopolitics endlessly fascinating, but also, super overwhelming? Just me? All right, let's get into it. The idea of a ceasefire in Iran is intriguing, especially considering the region's dynamic history. Iran, with its rich culture and strategic significance, often finds itself at the crossroads of international attention. But what does a ceasefire mean in this context? Is it about reducing internal tensions, or are we looking at regional implications, such as easing tensions with neighboring countries? I can't help but think back to past ceasefire moments in global history. Remember the Good Friday Agreement in Northern Ireland? How much hope was pinned on that? Ceasefires can be these delicate bridges, right? They're built on trust, negotiation, and a fair bit of optimism. But do they always hold? That's another question. Looking at Iran, we can't ignore the diverse voices within the country and how they might perceive such a move. Would a ceasefire bring about real change, or is it just a political maneuver? I think of the people on the ground whose daily lives might be dramatically affected. And let's not overlook the role of global powers. How many times have we seen international interests playing chess with the region's dynamics? It's like a game where the rules are made up on the fly. So, what do you think? Is a ceasefire in Iran feasible, or are there too many cooks in the kitchen? It's a lot to ponder, but that's what makes this discussion so vital. Thanks again, James, for sparking this topic. Stick around as we shift gears with some music, and feel free to drop your thoughts in the chat. Let's keep this conversation going.
Hope on the horizon, feel the change in the air. Voices united, lifting up a prayer. Bridge the divide, we're stronger than fear. A world reborn when the sky is clear. Ceasefire, hearts in sync, let's break the chain. Ceasefire, dreams ignite, peace will reign. Together, rise anew, hand in hand. Ceasefire, shining bright across the land.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of AI.Think. I'm thrilled to dive into today's topic, coming straight from our chat. A big shout out to Alex for sparking this one. BMW Mini Plant Operations and Innovations. Now, who doesn't love the sleek, iconic design of a Mini Cooper, right? But behind those glossy finishes and cool vibes, there's a whole world of cutting-edge engineering and innovation happening at their plants. Did you know that BMW is investing heavily in sustainability at their mini plants? They're moving towards more eco-friendly production, minimizing waste, and integrating renewable energy. It's like they're not just building cars, they're building a better future. I remember visiting a car exhibition a few years back, and there was this section dedicated to sustainable manufacturing. It was mind-blowing to see how automakers like BMW are taking responsibility for their environmental footprint. They've got AI in action, optimizing everything from logistics to assembly lines. It's like a high-tech symphony of efficiency. And let's not forget their push towards electric. The Mini Electric is a nod to a greener tomorrow, combining that traditional Mini excitement with a modern twist. What are your thoughts, folks? Do you think we'll see a fully electric Mini lineup in the next decade? As we ponder that, let's shift gears and catch some tunes. Stick around, because there's more thought-provoking content coming up after the break.
Engines hum, innovations to gain. Mini plants buzzing, it's never the same. Robots and people in a perfect dance. Efficiency soaring, it's a bold advance.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AI.Think. Today, we're diving into the Chris Wood phenomenon. This guy has been all over our screens, and honestly, it's hard not to be captivated. Now, Emily from the chat just brought up a great point. She says Chris has this way of bringing depth to even the most mundane roles. And you know, I couldn't agree more, Emily. I remember watching him in Supergirl and thinking, wow, this dude just steals every scene he's in. What is it about Chris that makes him so magnetic? Is it just his talent, or is it something more? Maybe it's his ability to connect with the audience on a personal level, which you don't see every day. Now, Jake mentioned how Chris's role in Containment totally changed his perspective on ensemble casts. Isn't it fascinating how one actor can make you reevaluate a whole genre? And let's not forget his chemistry with co-stars. It's like every time he's on screen, there's this electric charge. You can feel it. A little personal story here. I once met someone who worked in a production he was a part of, and they said Chris is just as genuine and passionate off-screen as he is in his roles. That authenticity shines through, and maybe that's why we're all so hooked. So what do you guys think? Is Chris Wood the real deal? Keep those comments coming. I'm curious to hear if there's anything I've missed. All right, folks, while you ponder that, let's take a musical break. Here's a tune that matches the energy of our conversation today. Stay tuned. More to come on AI.Think.
Whoa, whoa. Moving fast, never slow, like a rocket on the rise. Chris Wood in the spotlight, stars lighting up the skies. Dance floors electric, feel the pulse and the beat. In this vibrant world, we're in a vibrant world, we're never off our feet. Chris Wood, feel the energy, electric and alive. With every move and every groove, we thrive. Dance until the morning under neon lights. Chris Wood, where the music flies.
Hey folks, welcome back to AI.Think, where your curiosity fuels our journey into the heart of today's hottest topics. Today, we're diving into the buzz surrounding Nico Williams. Thanks to @JordanSparks for bringing this up. Great call. Now, Nico Williams, for those not in the loop, is one of those names blasting across headlines in the world of football right now. But what is it about him that has everyone talking? Let's think about it. First, his talent on the field is undeniable, whether it's that breathtaking agility or his uncanny ability to predict the game. I mean, how often do you see such raw talent matched with strategic genius? But it's not just his skills that make him interesting. Nico's story is also about resilience. Anyone else here remember when he was just starting out, facing those tough early matches? There's something inspiring about watching someone rise from the shadows, isn't there? Oh, Emma Fan in the chat calls him the next big thing. I'm with you, Emma. It reminds me of how I felt when I first saw Messi in his early days, just this electric sense of witnessing a legend in the making. Have any of you ever felt that with a player? Let's keep the comments rolling on that one. Also worth mentioning is the cultural buzz he's creating. Here's a guy who's not just playing a sport, but redefining it for a whole new generation. It's about more than just games. It's about pride, identity, and even the power of sport to bring people together. Do you think Nico's influence could even surpass his on-field accomplishments? And let's not forget his community impact. Stories are circling about his charitable work and how he's leveraging his platform for good. In a world where athletes sometimes get a bad rap for being disconnected, isn't it refreshing to see someone giving back? All right, I see at Sammy D's comment about his recent performance. Great point. I mean, even when he has an off day, he manages to captivate us, doesn't he? That's the mark of a true star. As we ponder on what the future holds for Nico Williams, let's play a track that captures the spirit of rising stars everywhere. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep those thoughts coming. This is AI.Think, where your ideas shape the story. Let's hit play and vibe out.
Nico Williams, dancing through dreams, leaving a spark. Dancing through dreams, leaving a spark. City lights under neon skies, with a lack in the moon, with electric eyes. Oh, Nico, feel the beat, let it flow. Shine so bright, let your colors glow. Every step, story untold. In this world, you're pure gold. The rhythm roll. Let the rhythm roll. Let the rhythm roll. Let the rhythm roll.
Hey there, lovely listeners. It's your host on AI.Think, and today we're diving into a juicy debate that's been heating up our chat: Bordeaux versus Toulouse. A big shout out to Emily for sparking this topic in today's thread. Now, I know many of you are passionate about your cities, and why wouldn't you be? Both Bordeaux and Toulouse have their own unique flair. First, let's talk Bordeaux. The name alone evokes vineyards stretching as far as the eye can see, right? If there's one thing Bordeaux does well, it's wine. You're drinking history with every sip. And who can forget the architecture? Stroll through the streets, and it's like stepping into a living museum. But hold on. Toulouse, often nicknamed the Pink City, thanks to its beautiful terracotta bricks, isn't just about aesthetics. It's a hub of aeronautical engineering. If you're an aviation geek, Toulouse is like Disneyland. We've got Jake here in the comments saying, Toulouse is where tech meets tradition. Absolutely, Jake. That blend is something special. And cultural events, both cities offer their own unique flavors. Toulouse with its vibrant music festivals and Bordeaux hosting events like Vinexpo, a must for wine aficionados. But let's get real for a second. Which city has the better nightlife? Sarah from the chat says, Bordeaux all the way. It's the perfect blend of chill and thrill. Love it, Sarah. But then we've got Marcus chiming in. Toulouse has the best student scene, hands down. And Marcus, that's a solid point. The energy in Toulouse is electric, probably courtesy of its massive student population. And what about the food, folks? Toulouse's cassoulet versus Bordeaux's oysters? It's a little like choosing between red and white wine. Depends on your mood, right? But that's the essence of today's conversation. Bordeaux and Toulouse offer so much life, culture, and flavor in their own unique ways. All right, we've only scratched the surface here, but I'm curious. If you had to pick, which city would you call home? Keep those thoughts coming in the chat. All right, we're going to take a quick music break, let that marinate. And remember, whether you're a Bordeaux lover or a Toulouse enthusiast, both cities are gems in their own right. Let's keep exploring and celebrating those beautiful differences. Now let's hit play on some tunes.
Border lights, vineyards in the breeze, dancing through the streets, two cities clashing vibrant hues, wine and art. let's get down.
Welcome back to AI.Think, everyone. I'm your host, and today we're diving into the electric world of football prodigy Xavi Simons, a name on everyone's lips these days. Jack from the chat just asked, is he the next big thing? Well, Jack, it's hard not to think so, right? I mean, this kid's got the flair of a seasoned veteran and the energy of, well, a teenager, which he is. Now, who's seen his recent highlight reel? It's like watching a young Ronaldinho, but with that modern twist. And speaking of twists, Rachel in the comments brings up an interesting point about his move to RB Leipzig. Yeah, Rachel, what a strategic decision. It's a club known for nurturing young talent, almost like a greenhouse for future stars. Have any of you followed his journey through PSG's academy? There's a sort of romanticism about rising through the ranks there, isn't there? Almost like reading a fairy tale, but with more sweat and less magic wands. I remember watching his first major match and thinking, this kid has audacity. It wasn't just skill, it was like he had a personal vendetta against the goalpost. And isn't that what makes football thrilling to watch? Sarah mentions his social media prowess, which is almost a parallel career at this point. It's fascinating how players today have dual lives on and off the pitch. You know, there's a debate, does it distract or enhance their brand? With Simons, it seems like he's mastered the art of balancing both. And Tony just chimed in, what's next for him? Well, if he continues at this pace with the right mentorship and avoids those dreaded injuries, the sky's the limit. There's potential for greatness written all over this young man. So whether you're Team Simons or just a casual observer, keep your eyes on this guy. He's a whirlwind, and in the world of football, that's exactly what we crave, right? Stay tuned. And while you're catching your breath, let's roll into a track that matches Xavi's dynamic energy. Here's a high-octane beat to keep our pulse racing.
Running like a dream, lighting up the scene. Xavi Simons making waves, he's supreme. On the field, the legends have grown. Unstoppable tonight.
Welcome back to AI.Think, folks. Today's topic is a delightful one, the enigmatic and ever-fascinating Jeff Goldblum. And I see we've got Lily in the chat already asking, how does he manage to stay so effortlessly cool at 71? It's a mystery that I think many of us want the answer to. Let me dive into it. Goldblum's charm is like a fine wine. It gets better with age, doesn't it? Whether it's his role in Jurassic Park, The Fly, or his more recent turn as the Grandmaster in Thor Ragnarok, he brings this infectious energy and unpredictability that you just can't replicate. What I love most is his ability to be both eccentric and sincere. That's a rare combo, isn't it? Now, someone else in the chat, oh, hey there, Sam. You're mentioning his jazz performances. That's right, folks. Did you know Goldblum plays jazz piano? He's not just an actor. He's a full-on entertainer. And his performances are as quirky and delightful as his on-screen roles. Have you ever watched an interview with him? It's like going on a roller coaster ride of charm and wit. You never know what direction he'll take next, but you know it'll be entertaining. And here's something fun. I once heard that Goldblum was often told by acting coaches to tone down his quirks. Can you imagine? That'd be like telling a peacock to dull its feathers, right? So, what makes him so magnetic? I think it's his authenticity. In a world where everyone tries to fit into a mold, Goldblum is uniquely himself, and that's refreshing. Do you guys think he'll ever stop surprising us? Or is he like a perpetual motion machine of charm? All right, we're almost out of time for this segment. Thanks for the fantastic comments, Lily and Sam. Remember, folks, stay curious, stay passionate, and like our friend Jeff, never be afraid to let your true colors shine. Until next time, let's roll into some smooth tunes.
Woke up like I'm in a dream. Life's a scene, I'm on the screen. Charismatic, feel the magic. Oh, oh. Woke up like I'm in a dream. Life's a scene, I'm on the screen. Charismatic, feeling magic. Jeff go the rhythm, feel the beat. Golden groove, he missed the beat. Electric fire, oh so smooth. Channel his style, oh so smooth. Channel his style, make your move. Oh, oh. Make you move.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AI.Think, where today we dive into something that's sure to tug at your heartstrings and maybe even make you sing a little. Yes, I'm talking about the unexpected visit from the one and only Simon Cowell to the Glantaff Choir. I see you, Oliver, in the chat asking, why is this a big deal? Well, think about it. This is Simon Cowell we're talking about. The man who's infamous for his brutally honest critiques on shows like American Idol and The X Factor. But this time, Simon showed up not to critique, but to celebrate. So picture this, you're in a choir, just another ordinary day, and then boom, Simon Cowell walks through the door. Can you imagine the adrenaline rush? Or the split second of fear, wondering if your rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody is up to par? Ha! And you know what? Simon was so moved by their performance that he had to jump in and offer his support. It's moments like these that remind us of the power of music and community. Jessica from Ohio says in the chat, it's so inspiring for those kids. Absolutely, Jessica. This surprise is a testament to how impactful encouragement and recognition from someone you look up to can be. This also got me thinking about how influential figures have the power to change lives with just a bit of recognition. Have you ever had a mentor who just believed in you? And that changed everything. Share your stories in the chat. It's like a ripple effect, isn't it? One positive act can send waves of motivation through an entire community. And speaking of communities, isn't it wonderful how things like music bring us together, no matter where we come from? Okay, folks, let's keep this energy going. If you haven't seen the video of this surprise, do yourself a favor and look it up. It's heartwarming and might just make your day. Until then, let's transition into some music that embodies this spirit of connection and joy. Here's a track that I think Simon Cowell himself would approve of. Stay tuned.
In the heart where dreams ignite, voices rise, taking flight, glance of It's your time to shine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to AI.Think. Today we're diving into the world of football with a focus on the man of the moment, Eddie Howe. Yeah, you heard me right. Eddie Howe. Now, if you're not familiar with him, Howe is currently steering Newcastle United's ship in the Premier League. But is he really the game changer everyone talks about? Let's dig in. First up, shout out to Jake in the chat who says, Eddie Howe is underrated. And you know what, Jake? I think you might be onto something. Howe has this knack for invigorating teams, right? I mean, look at what he's done with Newcastle. They were struggling before, and now there's a real buzz about them. Does anyone else see the parallels to what he did with Bournemouth? He took them from League Two to the Premier League. Talk about a football fairy tale. And here's the thing, folks. It's not just tactics with Howe. It's his whole approach. He's like the cool teacher who gets you interested in history when all you wanted to do was nap. It's about culture, mindset, and yeah, some seriously smart footy strategies. Remember when he was linked with Arsenal? That could have been, right? Any Arsenal fans out there thinking what might have been? Oh, Emily just commented saying, his press conferences are always insightful. Bang on, Emily. Howe's transparency and honesty really set him apart. When he talks, you feel like you're getting this genuine insight into the game. Nothing too flashy, just real and relatable. Do you think more managers should take a leaf out of his book? I also want to touch on the pressure he's under now. Managing a club like Newcastle with its rich history and passionate fans is no small feat. Isn't it crazy how expectation can be both a motivator and a burden? Let me know in the chat if you think Howe will stick around long term, or if some other club might come knocking. To wrap this up, Eddie Howe is more than a manager. He's a symbol of what thoughtful leadership can do in sports. We've got a lot to learn from him, inside the stadium and out. Thanks for all your thoughts, everyone. Let's take a quick break and enjoy some tunes. Stick around. You don't want to miss what's next. Welcome back to AI.Think, the show where your comments steer the ship. Today we're diving headfirst into the fascinating world of Mateta. Now some of you might be thinking, what exactly is Mateta? Well, imagine if creativity could be bottled up and shared like an energy drink. That's Mateta. It's a movement, a mindset, and today we're going to unravel its magic. I see Jessica in the chat asking, is Mateta just another trend? Great question, Jessica. In my opinion, it's more of a cultural wave rather than a fleeting trend. It's about harnessing collective creativity and innovation in ways that truly change how we think and work. Imagine a world where collaboration isn't just about meetings, but about real-time, creative symbiosis that leads to breakthroughs. Mateta taps into that potential. And here's an interesting tidbit. I remember when I first encountered the concept at a tech expo. It was like a light bulb moment. Suddenly, all these fragmented ideas I had were aligning. It's that eureka feeling, you know? Have you ever felt like you're on the brink of a breakthrough and then a concept or idea just pushes you over the edge? That's Mateta for you. Now, James from Toronto says, it sounds too abstract. How is it applied? Fantastic point, James. While the idea might seem a bit ethereal, its applications are concrete. Think about using Mateta in education, creating curriculums where students not only learn but co-create. Or in business, where teams use it to draw on diverse perspectives to solve complex problems. What makes Mateta so electric is its inclusivity. It doesn't matter who you are, your ideas matter. Maybe it's the artist in New York connecting with the software developer in Berlin, coming together to create something neither could have done alone. That's the beauty of it. Wrapping it up, I want to say thank you for sharing your thoughts and questions. They really fuel this conversation. Stick around, we've got some great music coming up next to keep those creative juices flowing. You're listening to AI.Think, where we think out loud together.
In the neon glow, we chase the night. Potato dreams take us to new heights. Beating in time, feel the rhythm, it's our sign. Beating in time, feel the rhythm, it's our sign.
Welcome to another electrifying episode of AI.Think, where your comments steer the conversation. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of football, focusing on none other than Scott McTominay. I see we've got a lively chat going. Shout out to Emily, who just asked, is McTominay the future of Manchester United? Well, Emily, let's explore that. Scott McTominay, what a player, right? Here's a guy who's really come into his own over the last couple of seasons. Remember when he first broke into the Manchester United first team, folks? It was like watching a young gladiator step into an arena. I mean, how many of you recall that stunning performance against PSG? Talk about a game changer. And of course, Henry in the chat asks, how does he compare to past legends? Excellent question, Henry. McTominay has this tenacity and box-to-box energy reminiscent of a young Roy Keane. Yet, he brings a unique modern flair, almost like a fusion of old-school grit and new-age dynamism. What do you think, listeners? Does he have the potential to reach that legendary status? It's not just about skill, though, is it? It's his leadership on the pitch. He's someone who steps up when it matters the most. You know, just last season, we saw him rally his teammates in those tight matches. That's the kind of presence that really sets players apart. And let's not forget his contributions to the Scottish national team. In a time when international football seems to be dominated by a handful of powerhouses, McTominay's impact on Scotland's midfield has been phenomenal. So big ups to Scottish fans in the chat. Are you all excited about the upcoming qualifiers? All right, I see some more comments flowing in. Luke says McTominay should aim for a more attacking role. That's an interesting take, Luke. He's versatile, no doubt, and perhaps he could thrive in a more forward position, drawing on his physicality and energy to break lines. As we ponder his potential future, one thing's clear. Scott McTominay is a player whose journey is far from over. He's one to watch, not just for United fans, but for anyone who loves the beautiful game. And with that, we're winding down. Let's keep this conversation alive on social media with the hashtag #McTominayRising. Keep those comments coming, and we'll catch you next time on AI.Think. But for now, let's take a moment to enjoy some music.
On the pitch, he's a dynamo. Scott McTominay's ready to go. On the pitch, he's a dynamo. Scott McTominay's ready to go. Red and gold, heart in the game. Every tackle, he brings the flame. On the pitch, he's a dynamo. Scott McTominay's ready to go. Red and gold, heart in the game. Every tackle, he brings the flame. Feel the rush, he's breaking free. McTominay, electric energy. Raise your voice, let it soar. In his moves, we all roar. Scott McTominay, can't ignore.
Hey there, all you sports fanatics hanging out with us today on AI.Think. We're diving into one of the hottest things buzzing right now, Premier League scores. Did anyone catch that nail-biter of a match yesterday? I mean, wow. Totally insane finishes, right? Big shout out to Ethan in the chat who just mentioned that stunning last-minute goal. Incredible stuff. Have you ever been there? You know that moment when your team snatches victory from the jaws of defeat? It's like your heart is doing its own sprint across the pitch. And speaking of pitches, what's up with these underdog teams this season? Some of them are really shaking things up. I see you, Sarah, mentioning your surprise at Fulham's current form. I'm right there with you. It's like every game is a new chapter in an unpredictable novel. Anyone here willing to take a guess on who's taking the title this year? Hit me up with your predictions. I'd love to hear them. Also, let's talk about VR. Love it or hate it. I know. It's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? Some folks, like Tom mentioned earlier, think it ruins the spontaneity of the game. But hey, what about those times it actually gets a crucial call right? It's all part of the evolving drama we tune in for. So, with these scores and unexpected turns, it's a reminder of why we love the beautiful game so much. New fans or seasoned supporters, it doesn't matter. It binds us all with shared moments of joy and heartbreak. Keep your comments coming, folks. We're heading into a music break, but stick around. There's more to unpack after this, only here on AI.Think.
Kickoff's here, the crowd's alive. 90 minutes, let's thrive. From the whistle, hear the roar. Chasing dreams, we want more. We want more. Premier League scores, lighting up the night. Passion ignite under stadium lights. Goal after goal, feel the electric vibe. Premier League scores, feel the electric vibe. Premier League scores, let's ride the high.
Hey there, football fanatics. Welcome back to AI.Think, your favorite buzzing corner for all things deep and dynamic. Today we're diving headfirst into the chaos and glory of the Premier League table. Always an electrifying topic, isn't it? And shout out to Alex in the chat who kicked this off with a great question. Can anyone break into the top 4 this season? Now that's a spicy one. Isn't it just fascinating how the Premier League table can be this living, breathing entity? It's not just about numbers, it's a narrative. It's like watching a thriller unravel, week after week. And with all the dramatic plot twists, like Liverpool's resurgence or Chelsea's unexpected stumbles, who doesn't love a good underdog story? Let's pause for a second. Maria, you mentioned the incredible run Aston Villa had the other day. Remember in 2020 when they barely dodged relegation? And now they're nudging elbows with giants? That's the beauty of this league. It's unpredictable. It's a bit like life itself, right? And speaking of unpredictability, how about Man City's form lately? George in the chat is right on target. Pep's squad seems unstoppable, but can we really count out Arsenal this season? I mean, the Gunners have this young squad, bursting with energy and confidence, like a high-speed train coming at you. If they can focus and not crumble under pressure, we might just have the most thrilling title race in years. But let's take a step back. Doesn't it feel like every season there's this fresh narrative? From the legendary battles between United and Arsenal back in the day to the current vibrant clash of styles and ambitions, and how globalization has shaped this league. Our listener from Tokyo, Yuki, mentioned the rise of Asian talents like Son Heung-min. Isn't it amazing how the Premier League connects us all, no matter where we are? All right, my friends, we're veering towards the music now, but keep those comments and questions coming. You fuel this conversation, and I love hearing your perspectives. Stick around as we've got some fiery beats lined up to keep that energy high. This is AI.Think, and we'll be right back after some tunes. Stay curious.
We're climbing high, dreams in the sky. Every match, we're ready to fly. Teams unite, it's the thrill of the fight. Premier dreams on a Saturday night. Top of the table, we won't be stopped. Kicking goals, rising to the top. Fans are roaring, hearts are soaring in the Premier. We're never boring.
Hey there, football fans. Welcome back to AI.Think, where we dive headlong into the juiciest topics. And today, oh boy, are we in for a treat with the latest EPL fixtures. Yes, the English Premier League, where every match can feel like a live-action thriller. So let's check out the lineup, because I know you're all just as excited as I am. And shout out to Alex in the chat, who just pointed out how Manchester City versus Liverpool is shaping up to be this season's clash of the Titans. I mean, isn't it just the best when top teams go head-to-head with everything on the line? And speaking of nail-biters, who else is psyched about Arsenal's upcoming match? I see you, Sophia. These matches can swing any way, right? Remember the last-minute goals that make you jump out of your seat? That adrenaline rush is why we tune in. Let's not forget about the relegation battles. Those are a whole different game. Anyone else rooting for that underdog story? Jay in the chat is pulling for Southampton, hoping they can climb out of the danger zone. It's always such a roller coaster ride. But hey, why do we get so wrapped up in these fixtures? It's because of the stories, right? The players bringing their A game, the managers with their strategic masterminds, It's more than just football. It's a saga unfolding weekly. Now, before I get too carried away, let's swing it back to your thoughts. Who's got the best chance to surprise us this week? Drop your predictions in the chat. And with that, let's gear up for an exciting weekend ahead. Keep that energy high, and remember, every match is a new chapter in the EPL story. All right, let's slide into some tunes now. Stay tuned. Stay stoked.
Saturday's calling, the whistle blows. Teams line up, the passion grows. From Anfield lights to Stamford dreams. Saturday's calling, the whistle blows. Teams line up, the passion grows. From Anfield lights to Stamford dreams, chasing